here's the first one. Here's the first way we can cooperate with grace. Ask Jesus to bring in his furniture. Ask Jesus to bring in his furniture. Now, obviously I'm going to play on the old metaphor of a house and every time. And the theme for today is, if you want to grow more like Jesus Christ and become the person God created you to be, the real you, ask Jesus to bring in his furniture. Ask him to bring in his nature. Ask him to bring his likeness into your life. Ask him. My father had two aunties, two sisters. So I had two aunties on his side. And he died when I was quite young. My sisters were young. So we had a lot to do with these aunties as well as other aunties. And the eldest one was Gladys. Gladys was a single woman and she was a nurse. And she rose to right up in her profession, and she was matron of Concord Repat Hospital in Sydney for many years. When she retired, she bought an apartment at Waverton on Sydney's North Shore. And this was a long time ago. It was a nice apartment, it had a harbour view and you could see the bridge and so on, Sydney Harbour Bridge. And then she furnished the apartment. I think this was the first house she'd owned, because she used to live in matron's quarters and that before that. The first house, so she furnished it. And she brought these beautiful, elegant, polished furniture, these tables. She left some of them to my sister and my sisters, and I got them to take some photos of what they've got. And then there was these chest cupboard, what do you call those sort of things like that? Side tables, sort of thing. And it was all these lovely polished things and so on. And there were other sort of furniture that my sisters have now got. Gladys was a graceful person, and she furnished her house in a graceful way, which was like her. And then she had a sister who we all called Biddy. And Biddy's husband had died by this stage, so she moved in with Gladys. Her husband, Dick, had been into ceramics, so he used to make plates and he'd decorate them, and they were these big plates with Aboriginal themes and so on, I can remember. And she put them in the house, so they were in these cabinets and so on with these plates. Now, we loved going to their place. We used to love going to their place. And they'd have the Monte Carlo biscuits, all that sort of stuff, you know. It was a classy affair. But the thing is, their apartment was unmistakably theirs, because it had their stuff in it. It had their things in it, their furniture, their fittings, their plates. It was unmistakably their house. And what I want to say is, as Jesus brings in his nature, his furniture, into our lives, we become unmistakably his. And his things begin to show up in us. The Apostle Paul says in the Bible about this, he says, Christ's life may be seen living in this mortal body of ours. Imagine that. Somewhere else he says he prayed that he longed to see Christ's life become visible in your lives. Well, I'm sure it is. I bet you could look around the hall and you could say, yep, I can see him in her. I can see him in him. This is not pie in the sky stuff. This is everyday reality for millions of people around the world. Christ's life becomes visible in yours, unmistakably his, as he brings in his furniture.